Hey there, this is another episode of Let's Talk Film, and in this show we talk about the whole process of making movies where people learn different things about the art of making film. Thank you so much for all your emails and for your tweets. I enjoyed them. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and also subscribe to the website. Thank you very much for that. Now, a lot of people have sent me emails asking pretty much the same kind of question. Because last time I talked about starting strong with your story. But people are saying, look Daniel, I don't even have a story to tell. I don't know how to start my script. I don't know which story I'm going to tell. At least I have to know the story before I start to tell the story. And the truth is, if you look around you, stories are everywhere. There are stories everywhere waiting to be told. If you look at just stand in front of the grocery store by your house and you'll be amazed at how people walk in and out. You'll see a story there. Different things happen around you every day. Read the newspaper, read different articles, read magazines, go online. There are different stories waiting to be told. You may not be able to afford buying the rights to a book. You may not be able to afford paying a professional screenwriter to write for you. But look, there are stories around you every single day. One thing you should know is this. First of all, if you choose to write a story you have seen, you must be able to pitch that story. It means summarize the story in one sentence. If you cannot describe that movie in one sentence, then you probably don't have a story yet. Now, am I confused you? I don't think so. Trace it back. Let's look at random movies now. Pick one movie. I'm sure you can summarize every movie in one sentence. Let's think about let me think of one now. Let's look at Iron Man, for example. Iron Man. Let me try this. An eccentric billionaire guy builds a suit that is indestructible and he uses it to fight terrorists. That's the pitch for Iron Man. Let's look at another movie like King Kong. Let's see. An oversized ape is captured by an ambitious filmmaker and is taken to New York City, which results into mayhem. That's a pitch. That's a story. Let's go to Africa where I'm from. Let's think of a movie like a very popular one. Let's think of Aki and Popo. Yes, Aki and Popo, that film. Simple. Two small guys terrorize an entire village for their own selfish gains. Simple. That is a movie. Look at every movie around you. Look at any film. You can summarize it in one sentence. Now, if you say to me, I'm not able to do that, or how do I get the idea from anything around me? Writers and filmmakers use different tricks to get stories. Sometimes there's what you call writer's block. People can't move ahead, they can't think anymore, so they look at a lot of films to get inspiration or to get ideas. And I'm telling you this, writers and filmmakers do this a lot. And I'm not going to sit there and lie to you that it hasn't happened to me before in the course of my career. I'm sure I can point out about 2 scripts when I started as a filmmaker that I had to think and jam 2 scripts together to make that film. Now, this is not you taking an American film and dubbing it and writing it into an Indian film directly or into a Nigerian film. No, that I believe is disgusting. I think is appalling, it's wrong. If you do that, trust me, you should not be in this film business. But you can be inspired by other people's films. Let's look at a movie like Avatar. If you dissect Avatar properly, it's the story of Pocahontas, right? Some girl who's in her own kingdom in a so-called native land, and people who are the superior beings, the white folks who are the earths and the humans who came from earth, to their planet in search of something which is precious to them. In Pocahontas, it was for gold. In Avatar, it was for something precious beneath that tree. And the white guys, the so-called people with the intelligence, came and dominated and destroyed the place of the less intelligent people to get that precious thing from them. It's pretty much the same thing. I can stand here and tell you confidently that I believe that Pocahontas inspired James Cameron to make Avatar. Okay? So people get inspired all the time. Sometimes filmmakers look at 2 different films, merge them together and make a film. I was explaining to someone earlier today, I said look at Die Hard. Die Hard, the first part, not part 2, the first part, is a story about a cop who got caught up in a building with some terrorists in there, and he went renegade and he started killing the terrorists one by one, and they went about the whole building looking for this guy who was bugging them. He came into the scene and destroyed the plans of the terrorists. Now, think of the movie called Under Siege that starred this dude who's always beating everybody up, Steven Seagal. Now, Under Siege is the same thing as Die Hard, only that it took place on a boat. So, Under Siege to me is Die Hard, but on a boat. So, I'm sure the director of Under Siege, or the writer, definitely at some point saw Die Hard and liked the movie someone thought to be he could do it on a boat. So, the stories are there around you all the time. See, people also do this. They look at two different films and they merge the ideas together and they come up with one film that is great. For example, let me look at a film like Enemy of the State. This is a story about Will Smith who got caught up in the mess, and he had the whole country, the Secret Service, the government, and everybody looking for him, and there was no place he could hide. They were just going to find him out. That's one story. Look at the story of Aki and Papa explained earlier. These two young guys who were terrorizing an entire village for their own selfish gains. Now, if I take these two stories and merge them together, I can say two guys who come in possession of a videotape or something that can implicate somebody high in government, and the government people start looking for them and they start running around and they're looking for where to hide. Two stories fused together to become one story. Look, inspiration can come from anywhere. Look around you. Look around you. Anything around you can inspire you to write a story. There is no excuse anybody can give and say, look, I don't have any story to tell. They finished telling all the stories in the world. Yes, people have told so many movies, but trust me, told so many stories. But look, you can tell even the same story, but from a different perspective. Look at this. I can pick this thing up right now. This is one story that has been told, but you're seeing it from this perspective, right? But I'm looking at the same thing, I'm looking at the same object from this place. So what you're seeing is different. You can tell the story that this is a device that has maybe a pin that can come down and go up, but it's the same object. But I'm seeing it from here, and I can tell you this is a charger that you can use to charge rechargeable batteries. It's the same thing, but from two different perspectives. So every story can be told again, but from a different perspective. We've seen stories about lovers. Boy meets girl, they fall in love. Boy does something and breaks up with the girl. They go their separate ways and eventually they hook up again, fall in love, and they live happily ever after. We've seen that story a million times, but has it stopped people from making movies about the boy and the girl falling in love? No. Okay, so go out there and tell your story from your perspective, how you want to tell it, and don't let anybody discourage you that, oh, that movie has been done before. Don't be discouraged, alright? Get up there, pick your pen, buy a newspaper, grab 2 or 3 movies, sit down with your friends and just talk and listen carefully, observe, and that story idea will come to you. So until I see you again next time, God bless you and